And Alton Thelwell, and we expect them to play the same way tonight. Darren Anderton returns after a one-match suspension. He replaces Stefan Freund in midfield, and Sergei Rebrov has recovered from injury to link up again with Les Ferdinand in attack. Chris Armstrong drops down to the subs bench.
Yes, I mentioned the fact that Spurs have conceded a lot of goals this season, 26 in total, and that's unusual for a George Graham side, and I think that's partly a factor in him changing to a back three. You mentioned the three there, Perry, Campbell and Thelwell. Campbell, good to have him back with his experience. Thelwell, the young lad, left-footed on the side of Campbell there. And Perry, another very experienced player. The two wing-backs, Clements, a natural left-sided midfield player. And on the right-hand side, Carr is a natural attacking full-back. I think he's one who will relish this wing-back role. In the middle of the park, Anderton comes back into the side after serving a suspension. He likes to get forward, as does Sherwood. King is a more defensive player, probably more suited as a central defender, but he'll play more of a holding role in the centre of the park. What concerns me, Alan, is that there's a little triangle there. Thelwell, Clements and King, three very young players coming into such a big derby game as this tonight. How will they cope with the atmosphere? Up front, Les Ferdinand, banging form, a hat-trick in his last game here against Leicester, and a return to Rebrov. I think Rebrov will play just slightly off Ferdinand as the link between the midfield and the front.
Well, Arsene Wenger had to make a tough decision over the fitness of Patrick Vieira. He's trained for only 2 days this week because of a hamstring injury, and Wenger has decided not to risk him from the start. Vieira is named among the Arsenal substitutes. It's the same team that thrashed Newcastle 5-0 in Arsenal's last Premiership fixture. And just take a look at that sub-bench. As well as Vieira, it also includes £13 million Sylvain Wiltord and Dennis Bergkamp.
Yes, if Spurs play as we believe with five at the back, I think that Arsenal will be looking to really do well in the wide areas. You see a back four there of Dixon, Keown, Adams and Silvino. Well, there aren't many more experienced back fours in the country than that. But I think in the wide areas, if we just move on and show the midfield, you see on the right-hand side, Dixon and Ljungberg. I would expect them to get at Stephen Clements as often as they can. And on the opposite side, Silvino and Perez, there'll be a constant problem, I'd imagine, to Stephen Carr. Parler and Grimondi in the centre. Well, it's nowhere near as good as the partnership last year. But I think that despite that, it's still a very, very strong side. And because they're going to be outnumbered in the middle of the park, 4 against Spurs 5, it wouldn't surprise me if Arsenal elect to go slightly longer tonight, often bypassing the midfield, going into the front. Just like Spurs, I believe that whilst it's on the caption, the two up front, I think Henry will be the sole front runner, and Kanu will just play off him, being once again the link between the midfield and the front.
Tottenham Hotspur are looking for a landmark victory tonight. If they take all 3 points, it'll be their 50th win against Arsenal in league and cup matches down the years. For the record, Arsenal have won 56 and 33 matches have been drawn, and that's been the most frequent outcome in recent years. Spurs going into the game 11th in the Premiership, 24 points they've got from their 17 games. 7 wins, 3 draws, 7 defeats, and all 7 victories have been here at White Hart Lane. Away from home, they have one of the worst records in the Premiership. Arsenal, having won their last 2 league games against Southampton and Newcastle, come here, having put that dismal November behind them, in second place, 34 points from their 17 games. 6 points behind Manchester United, and also, interestingly, just 1 point ahead of Ipswich Town. Handshakes for the 2 mascots. A crowd of 36,000, and clearly they could have sold out several times over, waiting expectantly inside the stadium on this wet and misty evening in North London, when both teams and indeed respective management teams have problems getting here because of traffic on a very unpleasant evening. Well, this was a massive game, even before Manchester United's surprise defeat yesterday. Now, as we've said, Arsenal can narrow the gap between themselves and the champions to just 3 points. First, they have to overcome an improving Spurs, whose home form is as good as almost any team in the land. Tottenham against Arsenal, live and exclusive.
So it's time for Tottenham against Arsenal, a Sky Sports production available in widescreen Dolby surround sound, and of course it's interactive for Sky digital viewers with the usual stats, highlights, full screen camera angles, player cam and fan zone. That's on channel 404. Our match commentators at White Hart Lane, Trevor Francis and Alan Parry.
Our Sky digital player cam for the first 15 minutes will feature Les Ferdinand, Tottenham's man in form. Remember, only Alan Shearer and Andy Cole have scored more Premiership goals than he has. But strangely, Ferdinand has a poor record against Arsenal. He's got just 1 goal against them in his whole career. And here's one of the reasons why. The redoubtable Tony Adams, as good as ever when he's free of injury. Adams first played in a North London derby when he was only 18. Tonight, he faces Spurs for the 38th time in his career. Jeff Winter is tonight's referee, and if past form's anything to go by, he could be a busy man. The 2 Premiership games between these two last season produced no fewer than 19 yellow cards and 3 red.
Yes, last week, Jeff Winter refereed our League Cup tie quarter-final against Sheffield Wednesday. And on that occasion, he issued 9 yellow cards.
A man in a unique position, forever associated with Arsenal, now trying to forge a similar reputation across North London at White Hart Lane. One of only 2 men in history who's managed both of North London's big clubs. The other, of course, was Terry Neal. Arsene Wenger has lost only 1 of 8 previous London derbies against Tottenham, and that was in the match here last season. Spurs unbeaten at home in the league this season, and they've already defeated 4 of the top 6 sides at White Hart Lane. You can bet that George Graham will have them really wound up to beat his old club tonight. It all looks set for a tremendous game of football. As I said, Arsenal lost 2-1 here last season, Tottenham scoring twice in the opening 20 minutes, in fact, but it was their only defeat in their last 9 games against Spurs. It'll be Arsenal who will get us underway in the red and white, of course. The pitch very heavy. The rain has been falling incessantly for a couple of hours before kick-off. Thierry Henry first into action. Pires, the other Frenchman, and Silvinho back on the left flank after missing a couple of games through injury. Smile on his face as he was clattered there by Stephen Carr, who's got to be careful. He's on 4 cautions. 1 more would mean a ban.
Well, certainly a bright start from Arsenal from the kick-off. Spurs looked to go and press them, close them as quickly as they could. But they never got a touch of the ball. And Silvinho testing the pace of Carr straight away to that left-hand side.
Canu making a move as the free kick comes in the far post direction. It never got as far as him, though. Anderton returning to the Tottenham team after suspension and earning a free kick. Indeed, the referee wants to have a word with Silvinho. Sensible to calm things down early on. Hopefully, it won't need yellow cards to do that. Silvinho seeing the action again. Carr winning that header. The player who's become one of the most admired in his position in the Premiership, Stephen Carr, who actually trained with Arsenal when he was a schoolboy.
I was interested that the free kick from Sullivan was directed onto the head of Carr, looking to try and test him against Silvinho. He actually won the header. Maybe I thought it would have gone towards Ferdinand, but they've obviously planned to try and direct everything, load as much as they can onto the head of Silvinho.
Clemens with the back pass. Stephen Clemens settling in the left wing-back role. Both Ben Thatcher and Maurizio Taricco are out injured for Tottenham at the moment. Stefan Everson, another casualty. Eriksson restored to the side. He's been out of the starting 11 in recent weeks. George Graham, of course, was signing all those years ago for Arsenal. Rebroff's cross. Silvino will be called into action again. Raimondi helps it forward. Henry spinning away to find room and win the throw. Top scorer for Arsenal this season with 11 goals, and he scored in each of his last 2 games against Bayern Munich and Newcastle. This is Canu, who's also been in goal-scoring form of late. That's another free kick. Foul by Tim Sherwood. Sherwood, who got the winning goal in the corresponding fixture last season. Being closely watched by Campbell. Young Alton Thelwell picking up Thierry Henry at the moment. Chris Perry in the mix as well for Spurs. There's Campbell's clearance and then helped forward by Carr towards Ferdinand. Strongly on Lee Dixon. Now Rebroff. Good effort. Deflection takes it for a corner, the first of the game.
Yes, the moment he elected to come inside, you knew he was going to try for a shot on goal. As Keown backs off, he comes inside. It's deflected off the foot of Adams. It's a corner to Spurs.
Keown's clearance. Clemens did well to win that, but the referee didn't like the fact that his foot was raised high. And the first minor scuffle.
Well, I think that Clemens is very fortunate to get away without going into the book there. We've been playing now, what, 4.5 minutes already, 4 or 5 free kicks. I don't think Mr. Windsor will allow this to go on too long.
Silvino for Arsenal. Thierry Henry. Ray Parlour in close support. He goes back to Keown. And the skipper. He picks out Canu. Oh, great close control, the little flick just too far ahead of Thierry Henry. Keown wins it back. Clemens in strongly again. This time Parlour brought him to the ground. Tottenham with 7 wins, just 1 draw here in the Premiership this season. 22 points out of 24. Manchester City, the only Premiership team to leave White Hart Lane with a point this season. Given away by young Thelwell. Only 20. Strangely enough, he was born in Arsenal territory in Holloway in North London. He's played the last few games now. And with Raymond Vega having moved on, he might keep that place for some time. King's flick. Rebroff onto Ferdinand. This is Ljungberg. Another free kick. The tally already rising. Raimondi. There's Keown. Tony Adams sees Silvino making a run down the left. He opted for the long ball and it was too long for Henry. Early observations, Trevor?
Well, the two sides have lined up exactly as we expected, Alan. Arsenal playing their familiar 4-4-2. We were informed that Spurs would play with 3 at the back, and that's what they've done. I just wondered whether George would go like for like and match them up 4-4-2. That's what he's done in the past. He prefers that system, but I think he just slightly feels more confident playing with the 3 at the back. Gives him a little bit more protection there, the 2 wing backs to assist. Certainly at the moment there hasn't been too many opportunities, but Arsenal have passed the ball quite well in the midfield area.
As they proved then. Here's Pires. Plenty in the box here for Arsenal as well. 4 red shirts evident. Lay off by Parla. Kanu tries the shot, and on such a wet pitch, always worth an effort. Sullivan got there at the second attempt. And Sullivan, who's missed only 1 game in his first season here at Tottenham, and that was through suspension. Now by Les Ferdinand at the other end.
That's what the 2 Arsenal defenders do so well, Adams and Keown. They pick the line of the ball up so quickly, and they get in front of the forward. It actually forced a foul from Les Ferdinand to relieve the pressure. Good play from Keown, just getting his body in front of Les Ferdinand.
Arsenal have lost their last 2 away games against Everton and Leeds without even scoring, and in fact if you take in their Champions League matches, they've lost 4 successive games outside Highbury. Thierry Henry wins them their first corner of the game. The left-footed Silvinho will take it. A calf injury for the last couple of games. Adams and Keown an obvious threat, but there are plenty more. Straight over the head of Adams.
Well, I think Neil Sullivan got a little bit lucky there. He made his mind up very early to come for that cross. He got nowhere near it.
Campbell. Headed back by Martin Keown. Anderton could only turn it out of play. This is Chris Perry. Ferdinand the target again. And he's done well here, Ferdinand. Keown hooked it away at the last moment. Then Anderton dispossessed by Kanu. And given straight back to Anderton. Sherwood. Ferdinand. It's clear by Silvinho, but only as far as Rebrov. Carr down the right-hand side. And the linesman well placed to decide that was a corner. Campbell has joined Les Ferdinand and Tim Sherwood in and around the penalty area. Chris Perry's up there as well for Spurs. Touched on by Sherwood. In fact, the whistle is gone. And I think the referee is going to insist on the corner being taken again, possibly. I didn't like something that Ledley King did as they were jostling for position. But Tottenham get the benefit, another corner. And a better ball in. That was difficult. Well taken by Manninga. With their usual excellent defensive record this season, they've only let in 13 in 17 league games, and before yesterday they were the only team this season to stop Manchester United from scoring. He's given a lot of time there, Henry.
Yes, you're right about that, Alan. I think that Spurs were waiting for the referee's whistle. There certainly appeared to be a little push on Chris Perry. But if he had have scored there, I think there would have been 1 or 2 questions asked. Why wasn't he closed down earlier?
Kanu. Ledley King, no great respecter of reputations, and why should he be? The young man most of his early appearances for Tottenham and indeed for England under-21s were as a centre-back. George Graham saw a potential midfield player in him. Reverop. Important to challenge that because Carr was in a threatening position. He's just feeling his shoulder blade there as he went down on this treacherous surface. Really can't exaggerate how much the rain has been falling. Henry helps it on. Canu's there. And still. Henry.
Once again, the Spurs players complaining. They felt there was a push by Canu on a Spurs defender. Let's have a look, see if they've got a case. Well, I think that Chris Perry just lost his balance. Good little layoff. Canu into Henry, who can't get his shot on target.
Tottenham with the win tonight, they move up at least 3 places in the Premiership, though of course the relative league positions at the moment not anything like the top priority. It's winning this match, which the supporters regard as one of the 2 most important of the season. The other one, of course, is at Highbury, where Arsenal reversed the scoreline and beat Tottenham by 2-1 last season, with Thierry Henry getting the winner from the penalty spot. Not the best ball by Campbell. Didn't do any favours to young Thelwell. There's King.
It wasn't the best ball, Alan, but Freddie Ljungberg showed great anticipation. He read Sol Campbell's intentions very, very early.
Here's Rebrov in the box. Sherwood doing well to win the header and set him free. Giving the foul against Canu this time. Well, plenty of free kicks, plenty of stoppages as yet. No real threat on either goal. Quarter of an hour gone almost. Anderton for Spurs. Good challenge from Ljungberg. Then one back by King. Here's Clements. Thelwell. Ferdinand dropping deep, but it wasn't the best ball. Pires might have been brought down there, but the referee's kept his whistle out of his mouth. And he got away with it. For Sky Digital viewers on channel 404. For the next 15 minutes we'll feature Gilles Raimondi. Perry closed down quickly by Pires again. Finds Carr, his control lets him down. Pires there once more. Got a bit too much on that though. Half a dozen matches now, Robert Pires, and there's a lot of competition, of course, for the attacking positions in the Arsenal team these days. Ljungberg winning it back. Canu's little touch to Parler. Freddie Ljungberg again. Dixon giving away to Ledley King. Canu. Thelwell wins it back. Naturally, it was his mistake from the throw-in that had given possession to Arsenal. The football just a bit too slippery for him. He's going to try again, though. Ferdinand. Arsenal, like Tottenham, with one of the best home records in the country this season, but on their travels, Arsenal have won only 2 of 8 away matches in the Premiership. They were the games against West Ham and Middlesbrough. Colwell's clearance. It's come back to Arsenal and given away. Sherwood on to Anderton. Carr in space down the right. Angle was a bit too difficult to find him, but Perry has. Redrock dropping short. Anderton's gone forward. That ball aimed at Clements. Dixon had to keep his eyes on that, and it was important he made the challenge.
Slightly better the possession there in favour of Spurs, but in terms of goal-mouth action, not a lot to show for either side. Rather scrappy, as you would expect in a local derby. Very little space, very little time on the ball for any player. The longer the game goes on, so it'll settle down, but at the moment, it's all very frantic.
Dixon gets his foot right through the clearance. Campbell plays it back in. King with the flick onto Ferdinand. Ferdinand again. I think the referee judged him to have used his arm to control the ball then. They've taken it very quickly. The free kick too quickly because it's caught Henry in an offside position. Arsenal runners-up, of course, to Manchester United in the Championship in each of the last 2 seasons by only a point in 1999. And a massive 18 points last season. Perez showing good awareness and anticipation down the left then. Keown barged Ferdinand in the back. The Tottenham man applauds the referee's decision. Keown not quite so impressed. Big week, of course, for Arsenal after Tottenham tonight. They make the trip to Anfield on Saturday. Teed up for Anderton. He got it over the wall and down pretty quickly, but not down quickly enough.
From that kind of distance, it needed to be something special to beat Manninger. Ball touched off, stopped dead, so Anderton can come on, give it plenty of swerve. Not a problem for the keeper.
Speculation about Darren Anderton's future after his 8 years as a Tottenham player. Strangely, a fairly uneventful opening 20 minutes for a game that usually produces plenty of talking points. Carr turning it on to Rebra. First time layoff, Ferdinand showing his great strength. But now Dixon has it back for the Gunners. Henry. Good work by Colwell. Couldn't find Ferdinand. On to Anderton. Good first-time football this from Tottenham. Oh, what an excellent ball. It just picked up pace off the wet surface. Unlucky.
Yes, it was almost a very good ball from Les Ferdinand. And if Redrock could have controlled that, it would have been an interesting situation for Spurs to exploit. Carr was backing off and they had a 2-on-1 situation.
Thierry Henry. Midway through the first half at White Hart Lane, and we haven't had a serious goal attempt as yet. Well, with a hurried clearance as Kanu closed him down. Johnny Adams for Arsenal. Silvino out on the left. That option quickly closed off by Rebrov. And there's certainly not a lot of room out there. Dixon. Kanu. Ljungberg did well. Great first-time cross. Parler with the first-time shot.
Not a bad shot either. He knew he had to hit it first time on the volley. Obviously confident at this moment, having recently got a hat-trick. It's a great cross this from Ljungberg. Difficult one for Carr to deal with. He doesn't get a good clearance. Falls to Parler, hits it first time. Just can't quite get over it. Certainly worth a shot.
Hat-trick, of course, against Newcastle, the first of his Premiership career. Well, we've got Worthington Cup action for you tomorrow night, rain permitting. Crystal Palace against Sunderland. Our programme on Sky Sports 2 begins at 7:30. And then FA Cup action for you over in East London. Leyton Orient against Northwich Victoria. That's also on Sky Sports 2 and kicks off the programme anyway on Wednesday, the following evening at 7:30. For the long ball for Ljungberg. Won the header against Stelwell. And so getting compressed into that midfield battleground. Ljungberg in strongly there with Clements, and the referee stops him in his tracks. And towards Tottenham, the free kick. Statistics backing up the fact that most of the match so far has been played in that middle third of the field. In goes Ferdinand, a typically towering header, but no one really anticipating from the Tottenham point of view. Leo, Ljungberg, on to Parler, played that in behind Silvino, into the home crowd's delight. That's a throw, and unbelievably it's raining more heavily. Arsenal have it back and have the pace to exploit this situation. Kanu, Henry out on the left. Other players arriving in the middle. One of them is Pires, so too is Parler. Good defending by Chris Perry.
Yes, it was good defending, but it all started about 60 yards up the field when Rebrov just dwelt on the ball, quickly dispossessed. And that was a signal to Arsenal of a quick counter-attack.
We've got it clear this time. He'll have to be on his toes again. As Pires skipped round him. King with the clearance. Arsenal keep the pressure on with a throw. Canu. Easy for Sullivan.
Wasn't the worst of balls actually from Canu as he just flicked that ball into the box, but it's quite noticeable that Arsenal just had one attacker in the box, and that was Henry.
Tottenham were giving the ball away carelessly here, and Parler's through. The challenge by Thelwell was a good one and had to be. Stephen Carr. Ferdinand let it run. Anderton has Redrock with him. Good safe handling by Manninger. It's the sort of night that goalkeepers dread, I'm sure. Well, one slip. He could easily have pushed the ball to the feet of an oncoming forward.
That was a good run that by Anderton. He freed himself from Ray Parler, who was caught in the advanced area. It's the first time that anyone's found that kind of space for a while. Took advantage of it. Not quite the power on the shot.
Canu. Ljungberg. Helps it on, and now Keown. What a good ball that was for Silvinho, who's got a real powerful shot, goes for the back heeler for Pires. A little bit over elaborate in the end by Arsenal, and it's given Tottenham the chance to break here with Les Ferdinand. Brilliant play by Parler, who was then brought down by Ledley King.
I think we're going to see the first yellow card here. Half an hour gone. Or is it just going to be a ticking off? Well, there's the first foul from Sherwood. There's no contact there from Les Ferdinand. Ray Parler's gone over. I just hope that Les doesn't get booked for that.
Well, thankfully it all ends with a few stern words, but nothing more.
I think Les convinced Mr. Winter they didn't make any contact. If you believe that, you believe anything.
Half an hour gone. Still goalless at White Hart Lane. Tim Sherwood. And now Carr. Ferdinand. Helped on again by Sherwood to Carr down the right. Adams cross on the cover. Still a formidable defender, isn't he? And he's actually enjoying his longest run in terms of being injury-free for over a year now, Tony Adams, and it shows. You can see he's got that old spring back in his step. Redroth's layoff, back to Carr. He did well to make the cross. And it comes out to Clements. He sets it up for Darren Anderton. Great save, and in. Redroth on hand to punish Manninger, and Tottenham take the lead.
Well, Stephen Carr as well here. Great cross, deep to the far post. Keown gets ahead to it. Good awareness from Clements, lays into the path of Anderson. One touch onto his right foot. Well, I think he was offside, possibly two players. Manninger makes a good save. Fantastic anticipation from Redroth. But I think there are two players caught offside. Silvinho had actually gone off the field. He was playing nobody onside. But what a header from Redroth.
Well, it's the Ukrainian international's first goal for over 2 months. I said this was a game that always threw up talking points. We've got one. Because I think Arsenal, when they see the replay of that goal, will be very unhappy indeed. Redroth's 6th goal of the season. Strangely enough, only his 2nd here at White Hart Lane. 2-1. Well, Rebrov has returned to haunt Arsenal. He scored against them both home and away when his former club Dynamo Kiev played them in the Champions League.
Just watch the awareness here from Clemens. He doesn't head it back into the box. He picks out Anderson, who gets one touch. Possibly could have been closed down slightly better from Arsenal. But for me, there's three players all in offside position. Manninger makes the save, goes directly back to Rebrov, who's still got a lot to do. With a brilliant diving header, he gets it on target, but more importantly, he actually heads it powerfully into the back of the net.
And that's his ball that picks out Ferdinand. Excellent play by Les Ferdinand. He's really up to this. You can see that in his whole body language. Now Carr, Ledley King and Anderton in the box. Manninger got there ahead of both. His throw has gone straight to Carr. On to Sherwood. This time, ironically, Rebrov is given offside. A little too late from Arsenal's point of view. The goal has brought about an increase in the pace of the game, the ferocity of the tackling, and the noise of the crowd now at White Hart Lane. It took a while to come to life, this North London derby, but it's game on now. Jorginho trying to weave his way through. Campbell, the mighty presence that stopped him. Anderton. Carr. And Ferdinand. Anderton still available. He might have a pop from here if he gets half an eye. Carr. Here's a good tackle. Jorginho in hard but fair.
Certainly Silvino sticking to his task on the left-hand side, but he could do a little bit of help in front of him from Perez. He's not really relishing the fight. And that's what it is in these type of games. It's all about battling. Certainly Perez is not relishing that at the moment.
Good calm defending by Thelwell, knowing that Henry was closing him down. Silvino. Carew. Henry. It was intended for Carew. I'm not quite sure he realised the ball had been played in his direction. He does now. Harry's challenge. Arsenal's throw. And our player camp for the next quarter of an hour on Sky Digital Channel 404 will feature Tottenham Sol Campbell. Lead. 10 minutes of the half remaining. Sergei Rebrov, the scorer. Perez now for Arsenal. And it's a Tottenham throw. The stern-faced Arsene Wenger, who, as I mentioned before kickoff, has not been used to losing in these clashes against Tottenham in his time as Arsenal's manager. Clearance, the referee saw a tug on his shirt as he was heading the ball away. Henry, the guilty man. Tottenham have won their last 4 league games in a row here at White Hart Lane. The top teams in the country have taken more points at home.
I would think for Arsene Wenger that whenever Arsenal go behind away from home, it must be a source of worry, Alan. Just leave it there.
As Ljungberg makes progress. Very good tackle by Campbell.
I was about to say, the last 2 away games, Everton and Leeds, they've lost them both. But more significantly, they haven't scored in either of the games.
The attempted header, it spins off to Ferdinand. Now Sherwood for Tottenham. Thelwell. good crowd has risen to him. He's really composed. Sherwood. Clements. Great shout of handball. The referee has insisted Tottenham play on, which they do with Clements in possession again. The early ball by Ray Parlour. Kerry kept his eye on it, but couldn't pick out Thelwell. Arsenal get the throw. Canu. Great first time hook cross. Perez with a header that was no problem for Sullivan. Well, the tackle's flying in now. That one by Sherwood has earned Arsenal a free kick. Mondi looking for Lee Dixon. Redroth just did enough, stood his ground. Dixon felt he might have been fouled then, but the linesman doesn't agree. Indeed, the free kick's gone against him. Tim Sherwood. Perez wins it back. I'm sure Arsene Wenger will be looking for a more consistent contribution from him in the second half.
Just wondering, you know, how fit Patrick Vieira is, because obviously if he was totally fit, he'd started the match. But this is the era that I think that they've come second best. As you'd expect, they've been outnumbered 5 against 4, but you then depend a lot on your wide players to come a little bit narrow. Ljungberg's done it on this side, but Perez, he really hasn't got involved too much. That's the problem area for Arsenal, the centre of the park. Will it be a consideration to bring Vieira on half-time?
I think we're going to see the first caution here. I can only assume it was something that Les Ferdinand might have said. He's had 1 or 2 disagreements with the referee already tonight. He's still pleading his case. I think he'd do well to bite the bullet now. Perez with the shot, but it was way off target. I think they took a deflection, hence the fact that Sullivan was anxious to keep it in rather than concede the corner. Well, it's just as well they've got a very good playing surface here at White Hart Lane these days, because the rain is incessant again. As Canu tries to take a yard out of Sol Campbell, but can't do so. A little nudge by Ferdinand, who's treading a bit of a tightrope at the moment, having fallen foul of Mr. Winter. Silvinho. Carr with time to guide it back. Sullivan with a good clearance. Redroth going in strongly with Grimondi. Now Ledley King. Well, these youngsters are really coming of age in this Tottenham team at the moment. They've all made an important contribution early on here. Parlour for Arsenal. Just faded in behind Canu. Dixon went in strongly on Redroth, and the ball came out kindly for Clements. Sherwood. Ferdinand. Full layoff this time, straight to Pires. Henry already making ground. He's tried to find him, but Campbell again just used his brain to gain that extra yard of advantage. Swinging one in, looking for Sherwood. Keown with the clearance. This is Chris Perry for Spurs, who lead 1-0 late on in the half. Carr and Rebrov. One back by Tony Adams, the Arsenal skipper. Again, Felwell was cool. By Clements, but anything not played perfectly to feet tonight is going to run on and on. And as we move into the final minute of the half, important from Tottenham's point of view, they keep their discipline and concentration now. There's only going to be a couple of minutes, I would think, of stoppage time. Aaron Anderson. It's Rebrov the scorer. Ferdinand's layoff. Taking a gamble, but it paid off. Goal kick. Flicked on by Henry for Canu. He wasn't going to let either Carr or Campbell have an easy ride. Here's Pires. Brought down quickly by Sherwood. He has been disappointing, Pires. Virginia had his feet taken there, but the referee has allowed play to go on. Rebrov. Arsenal snatch something here in what must be the final minute of stoppage time. We reach the end of the first half at White Hart Lane. One precious goal scored by Sergei Rebrov, one controversial goal from Arsene Wenger's point of view, separates the sides. Not much in it, as you'd expect, in the pouring rain here at White Hart Lane. The half-time score is Tottenham Hotspur 1, Arsenal 0.
Not a scoreline that Gunners fans wanted to see. 45 more to come, of course, but right now Manchester United a good deal happier than they were yesterday. And his thoughts on that 45 when we come back. Half-time at White Hart Lane. It's Spurs 1, Arsenal.
And I think we've just got a better work to do second half.
Time for the second half then of Spurs against Arsenal, a Sky Sports production in widescreen, Dolby surround sound, and it's interactive for Sky digital viewers. Amongst the features, Fan Zone, of course, this season. That's on channel 404. Commentators Trevor Francis and Alan Parry.
Well, Tottenham Hotspur about to add Arsenal to the impressive list of scalps they've taken in league games here at White Hart Lane this season. They've already beaten top 6 sides like Ipswich, Leicester, Liverpool, Sunderland. And they will start this second half with that precious 1-goal lead. No changes made by either George Graham or Arsene Wenger. No changes of personnel anyway during the half-time interval. And no change in the weather conditions. Ground staff have been out caulking the surface water away. But it's falling just as quickly as they can get rid of it. Campbell's clearance under pressure from Henry. Rebrov went in strongly with Grimandi. Here's Silvino for Arsenal. Perez turns it back to Adams. Perry did well then up against the much taller Kanu. He beat him second time. Campbell was there as the covering player. Now Perez again. Silvino. Loves getting forward like this. Kanu. Henry. I'm sure Tottenham will have been expecting an Arsenal revival in this game. Arsenal all the trophies they won without the resolve to get back at their opponents here. Silvino will be disappointed when he turns and sees that Mr. Winter's pointed for a goal kick there. Turning it forward to Parler. Now some space for Lee Dixon. Parler, neat little header, but it wouldn't drop for Kanu. Fell well in quickly. Adams goes in with Ferdinand. Now Ledley King for Tottenham.
Yes, Ray Parler was rather unfortunate there because it was a great forward run, and I think you'd have expected Kanu to have backed him up slightly quicker than what he did.
Great turn there by Henry. Brilliant play by Thierry Henry. Kanu in the middle. Ljungberg's arriving. He's gone in behind both of them to Grimandi. Arsenal's best chance, probably. Ferdinand for Tottenham. Rebrov looks for Sherwood with the early ball. Adams shrugged aside by Anderton. Rebrov's ball-in was dangerous too, and Ledley King fell at the vital moment. Kanu turns it on, but that'll be easy for Campbell. Ironic that the best chance of the game from Arsenal's point of view should fall to a player not noted for his goal-scoring ability, Grimandi. Maybe one will fall to Parler here, though, and beyond him, in fact, it's the leading scorer who should have wrapped it up. Perez with a second opportunity. Well, twice in the space of a minute and a half, Arsenal have had wonderful chances to draw level.
Yes, and Henry was very dominant in two of them. Alan, the second one was a brilliant save from Sullivan. I think the first one was a routine one from Grimandi, but a brilliant second save.
A lively start to the second half. Here's Carr for Spurs. Adams across to clear. Kicked it into the danger area. It was an awkward one for Lee Dixon. Arsenal fans calling for the introduction of Patrick Vieira, who's on a very talented Arsenal substitute bench tonight. Parler Lovely ball. Dixon. Ljungberg, Cano, Henry all ahead of him. Sullivan equal to the lot of them again. Good clearance by Manninger under pressure. Sherwood putting it out to Stephen Clements. Dixon closes him down. Ljungberg's there as well. That'll be a throw.
This is the chance for Henry onto his left foot, and that's an absolutely brilliant save from Sullivan, low down to his right-hand side, and it was an excellent save to keep Spurs 1-0 in the lead.
Nudge there by Ledley King, earns Arsenal the free kick. For the next quarter of an hour, will feature Thierry Henry on Sky Digital's channel 404. Perez. Silvinho. The return ball to the Brazilian. Carr sprinting to close him down. So that was enough. Just before the Thierry Henry chance, Grimondi had one as well, Trevor.
Yes, this is typical Henry run, shows his pace, gets to the byline, waits for support, looks up, picks out Grimondi onto his right foot, straight at Sullivan. That's a routine save, but the one 2 minutes later was absolutely brilliant.
Anderton finds a way through and then finds Rebrov. It was clipped off his toes just as he was about to pull the trigger there, and Tottenham have a corner. Could have taken that anywhere. It was Kanu who got it clear, and Felwell who plays it back in, and it's come to Rebrov who mishit it. Straight into the ground. That took all the power out of the shot. Arsenal relieved. And they got the ball back with Parler. Henry out on the right. Well, our reporter Claire Tomlinson has been canvassing some opinions on Tottenham's goal. Claire?
Well, Alan, I can confirm Arsene Wenger was very unhappy at half-time. He felt that 3 players were offside in that goal. We have spoken to the officials, and Dave Babskin, the linesman, didn't raise his flag because he felt the goal scorer was not offside.
Thanks, Claire. And the goal stands and continues to separate these two old rivals. Already we've had 3 chances, 2 for Arsenal and 1 for Spurs in the opening minutes of this second half, which is much livelier than the first. Given away by Anderton. You might regret that if Arsenal can counter quickly here. Slowed it down though, and Perez has given it away. Good ball from Carter Ferdinand. Sherwood gets ahead of him. Rebrov. Lovely ball. Anderton, Sherwood and Ferdinand in the box, and it was Tim Sherwood who came in to meet it. Anguish.
Well, Sherwood makes a great run in here to the near post. I think Anderton just plays into an area. Sherwood gets in, stretches for it, and almost directs it towards the goal. That's what he's good at, getting into the opposing penalty box. Regular goal scorer, and almost put Spurs 2 up there.
Clemens brings them forward again. Sherwood. Big centre-half again. Finds Rebrov. On to Ledley King. Offside? No. Nothing given. Ferdinand well placed. And an almost total confusion in the Arsenal defensive ranks. So unlike them. They were hesitating, expecting an offside when Clements went through. It never came. And somehow Silvino and Manninger kept the ball out. Here's Perry. Ferdinand's layoff. Sherwood. Anderton tried to scoop it back to him. Great ball by Parler. Henry. Might make for sliding tackles, isn't it? Well, the first 45 minutes must have been as quiet as any recent meeting between these two. But the second half is living up to what you'd expect of a North London derby, and Perez also shows a bit of anger there towards spectators. And it's hard to say, it's the first bit of passion he's shown in the game tonight. And misdirected.
Rather stupid reaction, I have to say, from Perez, Alan. I know supporters, they shouldn't throw the ball like that, but how often does that happen? You can't possibly react to that.
Mondy's cross. Clements has only knocked it as far as Lee Dixon. Back into the box towards Henry. Oh, Perry got that all wrong, and fortunately for him, Sullivan was on his toes. Smile now.
Yeah, smiling Perry, smiling Sullivan. But how close was that to an OG? I'll tell you what, if Sullivan wasn't alive, that was destined for the back of the net.
Now it's a proper North London derby. Henry. And again. And again. Great save. And this time, Perry was on hand to bravely turn the ball away. Great defending.
It certainly was good defending, but I have to say, Alan, I think a player of Henry's calibre really should have tucked this away. It gets it under control. Sullivan makes the save, but he should have been allowed to make the save. And that's excellent covering there from Perry. He doesn't give it up. Gets it away for a corner.
Which was hit with far too much pace. A waste.
This is where Henry should have scored. Sullivan makes the save. Perry doesn't give it up. Takes a smack in the face from Parler's boot. But he's not bothered. He's done what he's had to do. Last-ditch defending. He did it well.
Dixon. Henry. Meant Bacano got the angle wrong. Sullivan lost the ball as well momentarily.
It was certainly a different approach second half from Arsenal. They never looked really like scoring in the first half. They've been more adventurous, starting to push men forward. They've already had 3 excellent chances. They're leaving themselves a little bit loose at the back. Certainly they've had to come out and try and have a go at Spurs. They didn't do it in the first half. They're trying to get the goal back. But doing so, they do risk conceding.
There's Martin Keown. Given away to Carr. And it goes to Rebrov. Now Sherwood. Anderton. Perez went in with a rather rash challenge. Will become the first Arsenal name in the referee's notebook. As I mentioned before, before the kick-off. 19 cautions, 3 red cards in the 2 league meetings between these two last season. Arsenal were the worst offenders then. They had most yellows and all 3 reds. Anderton lifts it in. And the referee has given the free kick against Sol Campbell. Clearance. Oh, the brave header. Perry turns it forward again, straight onto the head of Tony Adams, though. This is Silvino for Arsenal. Rebrov has it back. Sherwood. Anderton. So frantic in that middle third of the field. Now Parler. Interesting decision for the referee to make. He's made no decision. He's just waved play on.
I have to say, Alan, that Jeff Winter was absolutely 100% right. Ray Parler realised that it was Sol Campbell coming over. He wasn't going to beat him for pace. He threw himself to the floor looking for a foul. Jeff Winter spotted it. And Ray Parler's lucky not to get booked.
Took that ball brilliantly. Now Henry is well placed in the middle here. If Parler can find him, he can't. Perry's covering was immaculate again.
Yes, he was unlucky, Parler, because he had a little glance up. He saw the first movement of Henry. It looked as if he's going to the near post. Then he checked to the far post, and it was too late. Parler had already made up his mind to put into that near post area, which Perry had taken off a great position.
Well, I talked about the quality on the Arsenal subs bench. Now 2 of them are going to join the action. Patrick Vieira and Dennis Bergkamp. Robert Pires will be one of those to be replaced. And Gilles Grimondi, the other. Vieira, who missed the last match against Newcastle because of a hamstring injury. And Dennis Bergkamp, who started only 1 of the last half a dozen anyway, he's been in and out of the team this season. Corner, Silvino takes it. Kanu gets up well. But the flick on, he took it away from danger. Henry got away with the challenge. That was a very clean take by Sullivan, who had to throw the ball out because Spurs have got a player injured.
Yes, the Spurs were a little bit unhappy with that incident there. I think it was Big Kanu who's involved in it. Definitely contact on young Thelwell. But was it intentional? Let's have a close look at it.
On the head as well for Ferdinand in the middle of that.
Oh, it's Ferdinand. I'm sorry. I do apologise, Alan. I thought it was the young lad, Thelwell.
George Graham, who had a wonderful record in his days of charge of Arsenal in these North London derbies. Seems to be having a word with Lee Dixon as well there. I don't think he's forgotten that he's changed venues. Ferdinand all right to continue. As we remind you of more football action on Sky Sports. Crystal Palace against Sunderland, Worthington Cup quarter-final tomorrow night, 7:30, Sky Sports 2. And then the following night, Wednesday, it's FA Cup second round replay action. Leyton Orient against Northwich Victoria, Sky Sports 2 again. The programme beginning at 7:30, and incidentally the winners there will be playing Tottenham Hotspur in round 3. Player cam on Sky Digital channel 404 is now going to follow Tottenham's Tim Sherwood for 15 minutes. Bergkamp's first touch was absolutely superb. Brought it down, played it forward in one lovely movement. Parler on to Henry. Bergkamp making a run to join him in the box. Good defending again by Perry.
they've certainly got enough firepower out there now, Arsenal. It's a very adventurous double substitution from Wenger. It looks to me as if the shape has gone to a 4-3-1-2, with Bergkamp being the one behind the front two of Kanu and Henry.
Here he is. It's a lovely little ball, clipped in again for the Swede, Ljungberg. Haver's on mark, calling for the ball. He didn't look up in time to find him. They kept possession crucially. Bergkamp. Martin Keown. Lee Dixon wide on the right flank. Vieira available as ever. Sherwood hassling him and fouling him in the end.
That's a bad challenge again from Sherwood. Catches him with his knee. I think that was unintentional, but the first challenge was certainly meant. And he caught Vieira.
Thierry Henry given offside at the other end as he fired the ball well over anyway. Arsene Wenger's made his gamble relatively early on. 2 substitutions. Will they turn the tide in Arsenal's favour? Try to help it on. Clemens got there first. Ledley King back to Ferdinand. And now Arsenal get it back with Bergkamp. And on it goes to Thierry Henry, who's got the pace to keep going here. Great save again. What a match he's having.
And what a ball that was from Bergkamp. That's the reason why he's come on to play behind the front two, to provide the ammunition for those sort of balls into the area for Henry. He outstrips Perry on his left foot. He thinks he scored. Yet again, another great save, low down this time to his left-hand side from Sullivan.
Bergkamp has made an immediate difference to Arsenal's play. Vieira likewise. Henry. That's offside. Bergkamp was given offside. He has acknowledged the flag but allowed play to go on.
I think at this moment, Alan, Spurs would have preferred the free kick. They're under such pressure.
Bergkamp. Tony Adams. Clemens gone in between the 2 Arsenal men.
George Graham comes to the touchline with his assistant Stuart Houston. Between the 2 of them must be contemplating a change, because the tide is turned now. It's all Arsenal. And I think the equaliser isn't too far away.
Hurried challenge by young Alton Thelwell has given Arsenal the chance to get the ball in Tottenham's box again. They have a free kick. The muscular presence of Vieira added to the mix now from Arsenal's point of view. I think it was King who got the final touch there, the Tottenham man heading it out on the other side. Vieira, taken off him by the immaculate Perry. Ferdinand leads the chase forward to Spurs. And again. Right between Carl and Rebrov. So Spurs didn't get much relief out of that attack. Back from Arsenal with Vieira. So he's not going to let him have his own way, but that's the second free kick he's given away. Here's Ljungberg. Henry. Bergkamp in a great position, far edge of the penalty area, and he's picked him out with a great ball. Another wonderful save.
But how lucky did Spurs get then? Because Henry had played a delightful crossfield ball to Bergkamp, follows the ball. Just look at the run of Henry. As it comes back off Sullivan, it hits him straight in the chest, and goes out for a goal kick. That so easily could have hit him and gone back into the net. Well, Perhaps it's not Arsenal's night, but still, with 20 minutes to go, there's plenty of time.
And Neil Sullivan, in his first ever North London derby, has produced 3 or 4 absolutely crucial saves. Ferdinand on the deck and in trouble again. This is how it happened. I think he got Martin Keogh in size 12 boot firmly on the back of the head there. Well, there's going to be another change now. Sylvain Wiltord, the club's record signing, £13 million, remember, when they bought him from Bordeaux in the summer. He's been unable to gain a regular place. He's going to replace Carew. Wiltord has started less than half of Arsenal's matches so far in his first season at Highbury. Well, he'll have a headache in the morning, that's for sure. And the number of fouls committed now beginning to reflect the usual volatile nature of this fixture. Still, Rebroff's goal separates them.
What it has done, of course, Alan, is Les Ferdinand's injury has just stopped the momentum that Arsenal had built up. They really did get up a real head of steam for a good 10 minutes. It's now gone quiet. It's killed the game for a couple of minutes. Not suggesting for one moment that Les Ferdinand is not injured, but he's an experienced old campaigner.
Yes, maybe if it had been any other kind of injury other than a head injury, the referee might have insisted he go off to continue treatment. Not the first conversation between Messrs Winter and Ferdinand. This one a little more friendly, I think. And at last we'll get back underway with a Tottenham free kick taken by Anderton and cleared by Dixon. Sherwood hooks it back in. Silvinho. Henry. Wiltord. Was he caught there by Carr? The referee thinks he was.
I think he was caught, Alan, but I don't think it was intentional. I'm sure Mr. Windsor would have gone straight for his notebook if he thought that was intentional. As he's ran along his path, taken his line, he's just clipped him unintentionally. And I think Mr. Windsor recognised that, but he had to give the free kick.
And with the quality of the players gathered round the ball at the moment, it's a dangerous area in which to concede a free kick. Henry, Silvinho, Bergkamp's walked away. Which doesn't mean he won't play a part in it. Henry takes straight into the wall, straight back to Silvinho. His left foot's better than his right. Well, he's still looking, and I'm sure feeling, pretty groggy, Les Ferdinand. So just in case, and indeed it looks as though George Graham has decided that he will have to take Ferdinand off. Chris Armstrong getting ready. Ferdinand again. And he did well to find Sherwood. Couldn't do so on the second occasion. Isn't it interesting? There's been no demonstrations against Sir Alan Sugar or George Graham tonight. Beating the old enemy has a very therapeutic effect, obviously, on the Tottenham faithful. Spurs are going to make a change now. I don't mean in regard to the chairman, I mean on the field. And Wes Ferdinand making his way very slowly off to a standing ovation.
Yes, it's a very disappointing Les Ferdinand because he doesn't want to come off. I think George Graham realises it. He's taken him off solely because he thinks he's injured. Now he wants to change his mind.
Well, I've never seen that for a long time. We're all ready to go. Fourth official there. Numbers ready. Armstrong's got his tracksuit back on. And Sullivan again denies Arsenal.
That's a novel way to waste time, isn't it? When you're leading 1-0.
You cynic.
I'm only joking, George.
Parla. 3 ahead of him for Arsenal in the Tottenham penalty box. One of them is Will Todd. Perry knew he was there. Another important little interception, but another corner he's conceded. Keown directs it back into the danger area. Anderton for Spurs. There was the danger that Arsenal could get caught on the break, but not if they give the ball away like that. Tottenham. Most of the first half was played in the middle third of the field. Most of the second half has been played in Tottenham territory. Lowell's clearance. Vieira's there to win it back. Lovely little ball. Harder to Ljungberg. Gets it back again. Great run. Great tackle. Silvinho.
Well, they're so threatening, aren't they, in this second half, Arsenal? I thought Ljungberg was in there. Spurs defender just gets back in the nick of time. It's that man again, Sol Campbell. How important has he been tonight for Spurs? Once again, a great pace that he's got comes to the rescue of his teammates. And I think Ljungberg was odds on to score.
Keown slightly misdirected the clearance, but as usual, Tony Adams was there to clean things up. Just look how much time Arsenal have spent in Tottenham's half. Wiltord tried to touch it on there to Ray Parla. This is Carr for Tottenham. Arsenal will feel they've done more than enough to earn a draw out of this.
Well, Spurs just can't get a hold of the ball, can they? That ball nicely flighted from Carr to Rebrov. He loses it again. It's total domination of the ball now from Arsenal.
Direct run here, Ljungberg, and it ended with a cracking shot that seemed to brush the side netting.
Well, I'm sure a few supporters on the opposite side of the ground, when they saw that net ripple, thought that it was in the back of the net. It's a great effort, this from Ljungberg on his left foot. I think he slightly surprises Sullivan, who's late going for it. Just look how close that is.
Look at that statistic, not bad from the away side, but the most important statistic is at the top of the screen. And Rebrov finds Sherwood, who could have doubled that lead. Bergkamp has made an instant impact, and if you're watching Sky Digital Channel 404, you can keep a close-up view of him now for the next quarter of an hour. It won't be quite that, of course, depending on how much stoppage time the referee adds. There's quite a long break, of course, when Ferdinand was injured. He's now very much back in the thick of things. Adams. Vieira took that brilliantly. Again, Arsenal flooding players forward here. Vieira. Adams has joined the attack. Sherwood back to deny him. Carr. Sherwood, clever ball, even better one. Anderton to Carr. Ferdinand is in support. Bit optimistic, that.
What a pity about the finish, because that was absolutely brilliant play from Spurs. The best we've seen from them in the second half. It started deep in his own half from Carr. Great reverse ball from Sherwood, then it was played in behind Silvino for Carr, who looked up. No support in the middle. Went for glory, but didn't get it quite right.
No doubt, everyone connected with Manchester United, who were so disappointed in their performance and the result against Liverpool yesterday, will be quietly smiling at the moment, because if Tottenham can do them a favour, then we're back where we started, so to speak, at the top of the Premiership. And maybe this guy's goal will bring about that situation. Rebrov goes off. And eventually, Chris Armstrong does get on. He actually scored for both teams in last season's 2 undefeated Highbury, Chris Armstrong. One in the right net, one in the wrong one. To Henry, taken off him by Perry, and another good challenge by the Tottenham man, but Arsenal pump it forward again towards Bergkamp. That little collision. Armstrong's first touch, it was a good one too, just played it in behind Ferdinand, seemed to hit him on the heel. Falling around White Hart Lane, that Tottenham are growing in strength again. They've weathered the storm so far. Vieira. Guillaume goes for the long ball. It was intended for Wiltord. It was headed clear by Campbell. Youngberg is scrapping away as ever to win it back. That challenge will bring Arsenal another free kick. Anderton on Poller, or was it Clements? Doesn't matter, still a free kick.
I think Anderton committed the foul on Poller, and then Clements smashed the ball into his face. Poller's face, that is.
Now with a very difficult looking trip to Anfield on Saturday morning. Another game, of course, you can see live on Sky Sports. Ahead for Arsenal. Really do need something out of this one. Time running out.
You have to say, Alan, for their second half efforts, they certainly deserve to be on level terms, at least.
Carr did well. And slid about 15 yards across the muddy surface then to get that one.
He's been outstanding tonight, Carr. Plays with great enthusiasm, unbelievable energy up and down this touchline here. Some of his runs have been all of 70, 80 yards. He's got on with it.
Perry over the head of Armstrong. Silvino. Anderton comes to win it back for Spurs. Vieira calmly back to Manninger. Beaten just the once. Oh, what an important goal that could turn out to be. Parla. King dispossesses him. Vieira wins it back. On to Wiltord. And again, almost broke for Parla. Chris Perry has been quietly effective as well. They have defended so well, Tottenham. Adams loses possession. And the tackle by Vieira, which the Tottenham fans didn't like. The referee didn't either. Free kick.
Well, I don't think they liked it because it appeared to be two-footed. Where did we see that before? Was it Highbury?
Yeah, Liverpool. Arsenal, early days of the season, and of course he was sent off twice in successive games back in August. Different referees, different interpretations, different outcome. Oh, yeah, going to find a way through that minefield in the middle now. Carr, taken up in by Silvinho. Henry's ahead of him. There he was again, Mr. Dependable, Chris Perry, anticipating the danger. Yeah. Dixon plays it forward, Bergkamp, couldn't control it first time, King plays it away. How important are these next few minutes going to be in shaping the rest of the Premiership season, with Manchester United beaten at home by Liverpool yesterday, but now their greatest rivals also losing. And Tottenham turning it on again with Carr. Bergkamp found himself facing his own goal. There's a great ball out to Parla, but Sullivan will get there first. Armstrong stretches and finds Ferdinand. So trying to hold on to the ball. They need to keep possession now, Tottenham. We're into the last 3 minutes, but I would imagine that it's going to be 3-4 minutes possibly of stoppage time because of the injury to Ferdinand and all the substitutions. Here's Bergkamp. So a lovely little reverse ball. Campbell got there. Sullivan was right behind him. There won't be too many switching this one off early. Patrick Vieira. Wiltord plays it forward. Campbell's there. Rock solid again. Ljungberg took a challenge from behind by Tim Sherwood. And the referee is going to produce a yellow card. Tottenham man.
Yes, he's committed one or two free kicks too many in the last 10 minutes. There's no doubt about that. Very late on Ljungberg.
Only the third caution of the game, which might be something of a record for this particular fixture. Bergkamp knocks it in long. Adams unmarked on the far post. Well, they could have paid a heavy price for some very slack defending there, Tottenham.
I think at the last second, Les Ferdinand runs straight at Tony Adams, and it just slightly puts him off. There, it takes his eye off the ball, because that header should have gone back across the goal.
Theo and Adams now together on the near post. Henry's up there, so it's Vieira! Patrick Vieira has equalised in the dying moments of the game. The substitution by Arsene Wenger has paid off handsomely for Arsenal.
Corner comes swinging in from Silvinho. Vieira up above the rest. It's a packed goal mouth, but he finds himself that yard of space. Downward header. What a disappointment for Spurs. But it's only what Arsenal deserve. They've been the dominant team in the second half. It's so unfortunate on many occasions. Sullivan's kept Spurs in the game with some outstanding saves.
Talking point will be raised again, I'm sure, because Tottenham didn't appear to have anybody on the near post for that corner. Stoppage time being played at White Hart Lane, and the resolve and spirit of Arsenal might well have rescued them a point, or done even more, because as I suggested, there's quite a bit of stoppage time. 4 minutes of it, in fact. The delight now is centred on one corner of White Hart Lane, where the Arsenal fans are. And although undoubtedly George Graham won't agree with us, I think Arsenal deserve to be level. Henry, cleared by Campbell. Breaks to Armstrong here. The whistle had already gone though. Not got much advantage out of that, Spurs, but now they can think about where they position it. Anderson will take it. Lifted in towards Campbell. Carr. Arsenal get the throw. I presume he's given a foul throw there. Carr. Ljungberg's challenge. Tottenham making progress down this right touchline. Nail-biting time for fans of both teams now. And it goes towards Ferdinand, who got the flick on. Playing for handball as Dixon cleared it. Seemed to me hit him in the chest though. Sullivan pumping it back in again. Frustration, I'm sure, for George Graham. So close to a famous victory. Not achieve it yet, though. This time the throw goes Arsenal's way. They're pretty pleased with what they imagine the outcome is going to be, and as we move now into what is presumably the last minute of stoppage time, there's still a chance for a winner. Perry hasn't put a foot on really.
Well, there's been a lot of outstanding performances here tonight, Alan. I think that one or two of the Spurs defenders have had to defend really well to keep Arsenal at bay in the second half. Undone on the corner. It's only what Arsenal deserve, but the worrying thing for Arsene Wenger must be why, when they play like they have in the second half, produce such a lukewarm first half showing.
Well, with the clearance under pressure, he would have added considerable experience to the early part of his career tonight. Alton fell well, he's done well. Gone over the line, and that might just take us to the final whistle just about. For so long at White Hart Lane tonight, it looked as though Sergei Rebrov's goal would give Tottenham victory, but Arsenal, for their second half pressure, deserved the equaliser by Patrick Vieira. Smiles and handshakes all round. Frustration obviously for George Graham. Satisfaction for Sullivan, who played so splendidly in a Tottenham defence that were all heroes really tonight. And the final outcome, as so often happens.